See these clouds? It looks a very good bit different from just the other day. We have had such a drought here in North Carolina. Ace is not a fan of the rain. He knows it's about time for it to rain, and he is ready by the door to go inside. I am very happy to say we did get some rain. We need more, but we did get some rain. So, but look what that heavy wind is going to do to my roses. So pretty. All the petals are going to get knocked off in all this wind. But they'll be back. This thing blooms at least a couple times a year. I'm going to come out and see what I can get done in the garden with the ground a little bit softened up from the rain. As pretty as this peony was, I am not sad to have lost it, because it means we got good rain. Even though we need more, we got good rain. Well, it has been too dry to break through this dirt, but after some rain, I'm pretty sure this tiller will help me out a little bit. We'll see what I can do. I need an area to plant. So we got enough rain that I can see pretty good, at least some moisture in the soil, down at least a few inches. So that is excellent news. It rained really hard while I was at work the other day. So I'll finish tilling this up. Got this top layer broken up pretty good with that tiller. I'm going to come through the middle and make a trench for these leaves to go in. Because they're really good mulch, but they're also really good to put in the middle to be a water reservoir. A little bit of a trench in the middle, full of leaves. Some of them are still on top, but not nearly as many. And I do have some extra soil I'm going to put on top of this, so it'll be a little less obvious. Put a little extra potting soil in here. Now I'm going to plant. I'm just going to come along, make a little row there. I'm also going to be putting some herbs on the edges. Just trying to do anything and everything to keep the bugs out this summer. And I know they won't all stay out, but hopefully it at least helps some. Making this row ahead of time for my beans. So I'm going to plant 4 different kinds of radishes. So first, my very favorite, the French breakfast. And a few here, a few here. Throw some seeds here. I could thin them when they come up, but I probably will not. I'll let the strongest ones take over, and then I'll kind of pick them in little bunches. This is the black Spanish. Just throw a couple of those in here and there as well in between, until we get this rows all filled in with radish seeds. These ones you'll really be able to see. These golden ones have like a seed coating on them. It's supposed to make it a little easier, I guess. Definitely stand out more. Kind of like my corn seeds. They have a little coating on them too. I guess it's to protect the seed, help it to grow a little better germination. I don't know. I just plant them. Japanese wasabi. radish. These are seeds from, what year are these? I can find a year on them. They're packed for 2020, I believe. And I'm going to plant them anyway, just so I only have a few seeds left. We'll see if they grow or not. And any spots that I don't get filled in with these, I'm going to come back with my French breakfast because it is my favorite. But I think we're going to have a pretty fair amount of seeds. Yeah, I might fill in just a few more back here. I'll cover those up after I've got the beans done, so we do them all at once. Alright, I have got 3 different kinds of beans I'm going to plant over here. Royal Burgundy bush beans. Jake, get out of there. Don't you do it. Nope. Get. I'm planting. Go. Thank you. Tenderette beans. These were from 23. And the same thing with these slender wax beans. They were marketed for 23. I'm going to plant them anyway, even though it's 26. I'm pretty sure they'll still grow. As long as I can keep dogs out of them, I'll be alright. That's the biggest challenge around here. Let me leave myself room to put a couple more seeds in between. I tend to pack these in fairly tight when I plant these. Because I don't want to give a lot of real estate to beans in my garden, but I do want at least some to eat. I've only canned them a few times. I've frozen a few. I mostly just use them for fresh eating, and I plant them every few, let's do these every other. I do these every few weeks so that I keep a nice bean variety out here. This one will have a little pattern to it maybe. These ones you can tell the seeds apart because they're all different colors. These yellow beans come in this, they're kind of more of a black color. And the purple beans are the brown color. Which is kind of funny to me that these seeds have such different colors. That'll be good. We'll get a good little arrangement going there. I'll probably plant some more before the season's out. And then all I'm going to do is just come along and cover them over a little bit. Hit them with a little water shortly. I'm going to bury them super deep. They don't need to be super deep. Especially the radishes. They don't need very deep at all. We've been going through a drought in our area for a good while. I get to thinking about that sometimes when I'm out in the garden. It's not just a drought of the weather. I think a lot of times we have personal droughts. We have droughts in our spirit. We have droughts, just in our general life. And I think for me, one of the ways that I break that drought, even when it is this dry out, is to go out into the garden, get my hands in the dirt, even if it's super dry, and try to do something. So I think it's grounding to be out here. I think it helps to relieve some of the tensions of the day. I think there's a lot of good to be found just being out in nature. I think it waters our soul in ways that we don't always understand. And the things that are happening around us that we don't have any control over, sometimes it's better to just go out into the garden and forget about them for a while. And if you really need to, you can ponder them while you're in the garden. That's the nice thing about it. There's so much that you can do, and there's really no limit. I have so many dreams for this garden, and so many dreams for my life. And I hope that I can see at least some of those dreams come to reality. But I know that the only way that any of that's going to happen is to come out here, put in the work. And that's not just into the garden, it's into all of the other things that you want in life. Nothing comes easy, and if it does, it may not have been worth it. So a little extra work, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's taken a lot out of me this year to stay active in the garden, but I am getting a little stronger. I'm trying really hard to get some muscles back where they need to be. Facing a lot of challenges in the future with that, but I want to be in the best possible position for those challenges. And having chores in the garden to do, sometimes that helps me to stay on track, to stay focused. And I think that's important. We all need reasons to keep ourselves going. Well, considering this battery is pretty old at this point and I'm due to change it out for the other one, That's not too bad. Should be pretty ready for planting. I'm trying so hard to get this garden ready so that it can be lush and beautiful and full of all kinds of things that I can share. I'm not just doing that for my own benefit, although it is very beneficial to me. I think it's more important to be able to share, because my garden in the end is not just my garden. It's a garden that I do for my community, for my family, for my neighbors, for my friends, and for all of you that decide to watch the videos with me. Hopefully you learn a little something. Hopefully you enjoy some of the antics of my animals, get to see some of the camaraderie in our family, and I hope it gives you some encouragement, because I think the garden should be, if anything else, a place for encouragement. And that's part of why I make these videos for you. Because no matter how hard things are, there's always room to be encouraging for others, and that'll help you be encouraged yourself. Time to feed some fishies. I usually get pretty excited for that. That's Dory. I don't have any idea if Dory is a boy or a girl, but Dory has been with me for 5 years now, I think. And I got Dory about the same size as these other little fish swimming around them. Making use of the little potting area here to get some of this potting soil into little containers. Bring over here where I'm going to try to plant some of these gladiolus bulbs. I'll add a lot more bulbs hopefully, so I can revitalize this front flower bed area. But I just want to cover them with some potting soil so they have a better chance. Yeah, there we go. I got those planted, covered up with the soil. Unfortunately, my camera cut out while I was putting the dirt on, but it's okay. That's what it'll turn out like. And in the front, I'll plant something else. So this part that we got done today, I brought out some celery starts to get a little acclimatized to their area they'll be in. One of my lavender plants that, it's seen better days, but I'm trying to save it. We got our cucumbers planted by the obelisk. Got this area all ready to plant, which I think will be pretty good day. And then on top of that, this front flower bed is ready. Now hold on, I think I have to go chase some Frenchies out of the greenhouse. Girls, who's in there? Yeah, get out of there. No, Maddie, you don't need to be in there. Maddie really likes plastic containers of any kind, and I save these to plant stuff, and she will come in here and tear it up if I'm not careful. Good thing these are all high up where she can't reach them. Oh, lots of helpers in here right now. Guys, greenhouse is not big enough for everybody. Go on. Hey guys, you don't need to be in here. Yeah, you don't need to be in here. They're not listening to me at all. Guys, come on. Let's go. Out. Out, everybody out. I do not need that many garden helpers right now. You weren't in my greenhouse this time. That's a good girl. Yeah. Oh, all these garden helpers. I just don't know. I need to train them better. Give them their own little bibs and shovels. I'm going to do just a little bit more planting before I call it quits for the day. Got a couple 3 containers I saved that I just filled with potting soil. We'll see what I get planted in them. Kind of out of season things planted. That's some giant kohlrabi. I'm going to put that right there. Got some purple kohlrabi. We'll just sprinkle that inside a container that I saved. We'll let those grow. Early white kohlrabi, same thing. Just gonna sprinkle those on. I'm gonna try to get some Napa cabbage going. These are old seeds. We'll plant them anyway. I figure you can't go wrong if you plant old seeds. Not doing anything in the packet. Might as well give them a chance in the soil. Sometimes I'll get some, sometimes not. Red acre. I grew a bunch of those last year. They were really pretty. Tasty too. I'm hoping I get any kind of luck with those. They just did beautiful. Mammoth red rock. I tried to plant these. I'm pretty sure they got eaten by something out there because I did not get a one, but that's part of gardening. I'm going to try some Savoy cabbage. Maybe you can see where I've got quite a few little seeds here in each one. And I'll just scrape them in a little bit and cover them over. And this is always, like I said, a gamble. Isn't all of life a gamble? You can do everything perfect and stuff still may not work. Do everything wrong, things may come out perfectly. So take it all with a grain of salt. Just do what you enjoy best you can. That's what I'm doing. Alright, just gonna water everything in. Even though we're technically still in a drought with that, even with the rain, they are allowing us to water plants and gardens according to our city notices. I'm not going to do a bunch, I'm just going to wet it down some. I've already had to chase dogs out of here a couple of times that smell of new dirt. They just love that. With any luck, we'll have some pretty gladiolus blooms coming up. Probably later this summer. Not sure how long they take to grow. I kind of doubt they'll be ready for when I need them the most, but I do have some other ones in the front yard that might work. And I have some dahlias coming up that might work for flowers for our event this summer. But that's just the way life is. You just got to take what you can get when it happens. Can't control everything. And the best you can. The thing I'm trying to do this year is save some peony blooms. We've got an event coming up and I want to save some. This one is a little more open than I'd like, but I have what I have. Just come down and cut it. Cut off some leaves. And then how I've been saving them is wrapping them up in a paper towel and putting them in the fridge. And we will see whether or not I can make them last another month or so. So I have read and I have watched videos on how to preserve peony blooms for later. And I'm just testing it out because this is my first time trying it. So I just take it, lay it on paper towels like so, and just kind of wrap it up. Got a little much on the back end there for this one, but I'll wrap it up to the top too. All right, then I've got a little bit of painter's tape. Try to hold it together. I don't know that that part's strictly necessary, but that's what I did. And then I put it in the fridge. There we go. See, I've got a couple in here already. I think this one might be just a little bit too big for that bag, so I'll find it a different bag or maybe just leave it like this for now. And we'll see how they do in about 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks.